Arizona's family is investigating an out-of-state developer behind a project that could bring warehouses and semi-trucks right next to a neighborhood. That developer is now at the center of pay-for-play allegations with town council members.
David Caltabiano shows us the proposed project with mounting opposition that comes up for a vote in just 24 hours.
A plot of land next to a beautiful neighborhood.
This was supposed to be our forever home.
And now an out-of-town developer that wants to fill it with warehouses and bays for semi-trucks.
It's not just the sound of it that scares me, it's everything that goes along with it.
The green grass, the trees, the beautiful homes.
Gilbert's Morrison Ranch.
This entire community fosters a very family-friendly neighborhood.
Drew people like Ryan Handelsman, Brian Mosley, and Sarah Straza away from the city.
The mountains are in the background with all the lush greenery. I love it here.
But that could soon come to an end with a proposed development.
I assumed naively that the town was going to push back on it and tell them that it was too much, too close.
According to a Gilbert Planning Commission report, the Dale Morrison Family Trust is selling this plot of land next door to Nevada industrial developer IndyCap. The development, called The Ranch, includes more than 15 buildings with retail shops along Elliott Road near Power. But it mainly touts industrial uses with 55 to 65-foot high manufacturing warehouses for products like semiconductors, along with 950 trucking bays for semis.
These trucks are huge.
The people who live in Gilbert just 2 years ago ratified the zoning for this property, capping light industrial at 56 acres.
We were told when we purchased our homes it was going to stay that way.
But now IndyCap wants to rezone it for 255 acres of light industrial, 4.5 times the original amount.
And it just doesn't make sense. We are scratching our heads as just trying to figure out why.
Arizona's family has learned through campaign finance reports that the developer, IndyCap's co-founding principal, Todd Otransky, made $5,000 contributions to councilmember Scott September and Jan Kaprowski's election campaigns in July of this year. The pair also received money from the law firm Withy Morse that represents IndyCap. For each of their campaigns, the donations from the law firm and IndyCap represent more than 10% of their total contributions.
I think they're trying to sway votes.
It's not illegal, it's not unethical, but it certainly is wrong, morally wrong, and they need to be recusing themselves.
Tom Ryan is a Valley watchdog attorney. September says in a phone call to Arizona's family that the contributions do not buy his vote. In a text, Kaprowski tells me, quote, "Contributions have no bearing on any vote I take," end quote, and "I vote in favor and against projects based on merits of the project," end quote.
Because it's ridiculous. Of course it will. They know exactly what that money's all about. They know what it's for. Here's my test. Tell them to give the money back and tell them with a letter saying, don't ever donate to us again. And now let's see how they vote.
IndyCap's Mike Chernine, listed as one of the company's founding principals on their website, never responded to several requests for comment. When we searched into his past, in a political profile of his ex-wife, the Las Vegas Review-Journal reported that Chernine was hit with a lien from the IRS for more than $2.5 million in unpaid income tax in 2008. And the Dallas Morning News found Chernine was also involved in investments that resulted in a $200 million loss for Dallas's police and fire pension fund in 2005.
I knew that where those two major corners are, that was going to be a big street some days.
In a 2020 interview with the podcast Scrappy Entrepreneur on YouTube, Chernine talks about his strategy in rezoning properties with the help of local politicians to turn a profit.
Really, you make money on either on the buy, you buy it right, or you buy it at the set price and then you go create some value to it, go get it zoned for apartments or something else. So we used our political pull in order to do that.
And so as we look at changing this plan, there's some things that impress us.
Adam Baugh, the Withy Morse attorney and Morrison Ranch resident representing IndyCap, defended the light industrial proposal in front of Gilbert's Planning Commission in late October, pointing to a 60-foot wide landscape trail buffer between the homes and the industrial zone, as well as job growth.
And this will significantly increase those employments will create new employment closer to homes.
Meeting one or two about jobs is not enough reason to ignore the other 90 about having a balanced community, a balanced mix of jobs, a livable community, walkable trails, interconnected, all the other things that are important.
The promise of Gilbert growth is not enough for the people who live here, who have fears of tall buildings blocking this view and everything that comes along with it that could impact home values.
It will, cause noise and blight, and people are already talking about moving out. And so it'll devalue the homes closest to it and just really be an eyesore to what was supposed to be a beautiful conclusion to our Morrison Ranch community.
The people living in Morrison Ranch have one last chance for the town council to strike down this proposal at their meeting Tuesday night. September, who lost his re-election bid, Kaprowski, who won hers, are both slated to vote on this project. Mayor Bridget Peterson would not say if the two should recuse themselves from the vote after they received those contributions. We will definitely keep you updated on that vote and on this story. In Gilbert, David Caltabiano for Arizona's Family Investigates.
On the health